Good evening, social media family. This is Naturally coming to you yet again to talk about another perfume talk. This time around, I'm going to talk about something that I did not like. And this is my first fragrance that I just happen to not like. Well, I have two, but this one I just recently got, and one I absolutely love, and it is from a black owned business. I know last month was Black History Month. I celebrate Black history every day, but this fragrance is amazing, and I'm here to talk about it with you tonight. Like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel because every subscriber, every like, every comment helps me become a better me. Let's get started. Now, I'm going to talk about this perfume that I did not like. I got a sample. Thank God I got a sample of this. And this is from Playboy. Y'all remember Playboy? Well, if you're old enough, you would know Playboy was the one that you would see those nice, sexy, I think it's Playboy is the one, the nice, sexy men for us ladies, and then Playgirl was the other one for the men. And I remember, and I'm close to 50, but I remember as a kid, my mom had the Playboy magazines, and my dad had the Playgirl magazines. So, yeah, if they wanted to go away and dream about their special person, that's what they do. But Playboy had a few fragrances in their house, and this one was Playboy's Make the Cover. I got this in a travel size when I made my last purchase with Fragrance Net. So they sent this little sample to me for me to try, and this is the bottle. Normally it comes like this in a bottle, and of course it is pink, so that tells you it's a feminine fragrance, right? Now, I was excited about trying it because I wanted to see what she was going to do, but you see, only used just one spray because I'm throwing this away. I do not like this fragrance at all. So then I said, well, let me look at the notes and see what the notes is talking about. So this fragrance came out in 2020, which I'm surprised this is a new fragrance. But it had notes of peach, bergamot, pineapple, as well as lily of the valley, jasmine, and rose. So you would think this would be a sweet, fruity kind of fragrance that you would like, right? But then the base had like cedar extract, ambroxan, and sandalwood. Now, I like sandalwood, I like ambroxan, and I also like the white cedar, but maybe it was how they blended it, because the opening of this fragrance is very pretty, very sweet, very sensual. You do get the fruit notes off of the top. As it explained, the top notes, yeah, you get those immediately. And then at the dry down, you do get a little hint of the rose. I didn't get anything of the jasmine. Jasmine was supposed to be in here. I didn't get jasmine. No, not against my skin chemistry. Now, I don't know if y'all lucky ladies or gents out there tried this, but I didn't smell it. Now, the dry down. The dry down smell like pure Play-Doh. Y'all see my face turned up because I don't know what it was. I don't know if they blended it right or they missed an ingredient. I don't know what it was, but this was straight Play-Doh on my skin, and it gave me a headache. I had this on for like 30 minutes and developed a headache that fast. I couldn't believe it. Now, I'm pretty tolerable when it comes to, you know, a high tolerance for pain, and I can handle headaches. I don't take pain medicine often. I just deal with the pain and keep on pushing. But I had to pull out, I had to pull out a pain medicine because this gave me a headache at the wazoo. And I was so excited about trying this because I'm like, I didn't know Playboy had a fragrance line. But baby, if this is what the women smell like, and I know they got one for the men, I don't want it. Oh, I'm not even going to spray it. This is going straight in the trash after this video because I do not like this. Hated it. This was the first time in my fragrance journey I found a fragrance that I honestly did not like. And that's okay, because while you're in your fragrance journey, you may explore some fragrances you may like. You may explore some fragrances that you may love. And you may also explore some fragrances that you just hate, hate, hate. Hate is a strong word. So I'm going to say dislike. But hate is a better word, because I'm telling you, within 30 minutes of me spraying this, I got a headache. So this is going in the trash tonight. Now, I digress. Now I want to talk about something that I absolutely love, and this is from a Black-owned business based here out of Houston, Texas, a fragrance line, and this one just does perfume oils. Now, I've talked about succulents. I did not put out that video, so I may put that video out later on this month about my Black-owned fragrances that I absolutely love. But this, my friends, is from the House of Aromatic Perfume Oils, and this, my friends, is Magnificence. I caught this on sale during Black History Month, so I was able to get two for a decent price. And yes, the perfume oils is expensive. I'm not going to lie. It's like $30 for this small little bottle. But you are supporting Black-owned businesses. So your dollar goes back into the community, goes back into the business, so that way they can be better. I was excited because it's like, it's another home run for me, and I was just itching to try it. And then to top it off, when I did further research, this company is not far from where I work at. I work off of 610 in Harwin, 59 in Harwin, and this business is not far, but I know that's probably just her office. I was just itching to try to go find her. But baby, this little baby was $30. Well, actually it was $25. So I got two for $50, which is good. But yes, that is Magnificence. And this is like a sweet floral fragrance. There is a slight note of fruit in it, like a fruit note in it, but it's real small because you get the sweetness and you get the floral. So it's like like maybe a rose or a peony, maybe dipped in some sugar and, you know, dried when you do those edible desserts and you put those edible flowers on. That's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of one of those edible flowers that you eat, like when you go to a fancy restaurant. That's what this does. You don't need a whole lot, but I love it so much. I just slather this on my wrist, my neck, my décolleté, as well as my décolleté, and my the back of my neck. And oh my goodness, I feel so sexy when I wear this. I feel confident. I feel sensual. And she pairs beautifully with other fragrances in my collection. So today, I wanted to try and see what she does, because I paired her tonight. Well, not tonight, but early in the day, because I went to church service. So I paired it with the base of Magnificence. And then I topped it off because this has a honey note, so, and it has vanilla, so I wanted to play the sweetness vibes off of Magnificence with this is Paris Hilton's Fairy Dust, and like I said, they changed the form, but this is strong. This is one of those OG fragrances. I've talked about it before. I wore this fragrance many moons ago when I first started dating. Well, now he's my ex-husband, but when he was my boyfriend at the time, I wore this fragrance oftentimes when we went out, when we hung with family. This was one of the fragrances I used to wear all the time. Love this fragrance, but the formula has changed. It's more vanillic, and I'm not really a vanilla type of girl. I'm into like the roses and the ouds and even some wood notes in some instance, but this, I didn't like this at all. I like it, but the formula has changed. It's more vanillic, and like I said, it's not for me, but I just wanted to go nostalgic. So I wore this today, and then I topped it off because of the honey note, because it does have a honey note in it. I topped it off with Tuscan Honey by Camille Beckham. Now, this fragrance, this was like $10, so you couldn't beat a fragrance for $10, but I know I talked about like you can get fragrances for a really reasonable price. When I purchased this fragrance, I let it sit. And now since I've let it sit for a couple of months and sprayed it on, it's still, it's like, it almost smells cheap. It's not cheap. It was $10, but it smells cheap. Now, what I mean by that is the alcohol was so prevalent in the opening of this fragrance. I couldn't get the honey note until maybe about 4 minutes in. 4 minutes in, that's when I got that honey note, and then afterwards the honey just came and went. So I did not like that, because like I said, I was trying to give it a chance because I like honey and I wanted to play off of the honey notes with this and paired it with this, but that alcohol note was so prominent. I just, I was like, okay, when are you gonna truly come out? She came out like a little bit later, but it was too little too late. So yeah, I'm still gonna wear it because it's $10, and if all else fails, this will be a room fragrance. So that's one thing you can consider. If you don't like a fragrance, have it as a room fragrance. And that was my scent combo for today. I went to church service, had good service today, so I was pretty excited about just being in the house of worship and just giving thanks, and especially with the holidays coming up, Easter, Passover, Good Friday. I'm just so elated. But then I'm a little under the weather, but guess what I did? I went to Kroger's. I'm like, because, Friday, normally Fridays, if you're celebrating Lent or, doing this time of the month before Easter, you always do fish on Fridays. When I was growing up, that's what my mom did. My grandmother did the same thing. Fridays, we was not eating any meat. We were going to be eating like fish, or maybe like a fish sandwich or fish and chips or like French fries. We would just eat some type of fish dish on Friday nights. That's always how it's been. Well, I wanted to do something different since I hadn't had any seafood in a while, so I picked up some shrimp. I picked up some salmon because I ate the salmon for dinner, but then I ate the shrimp with some crab legs. I bought it from the grocery store, already cooked and prepared, and I ate it feeling great. Well, less than 30 minutes later, my throat was beginning to close. I had difficulty in breathing, and I was just miserable. And then my allergies was still at the wazoo. So just that combination alone did not help me. So I took some Benadryl. That didn't help. And then I was on the phone with a friend, and he was like, drink you some milk and drink you some ginger tea. That will kind of settle you and maybe open you up more. Did that. It was a no-go. And I knew it was getting more difficult for me to breathe and to swallow. So I said, no, let me just go in. and I went to the urgent care, and yeah, it was that allergy. So I don't know if it was the salmon that I bought, because it wasn't like a regular salmon. It was like a salmon patty, like to make like a salmon burger with. So I don't know if it was the salmon or the crab legs or the shrimp that created the reaction that I got. So I'm going to have to stay off of the seafood for a while until I get to see an allergist. Now I can probably try to see about getting fish and maybe getting like something simple like swai or tilapia or catfish. But y'all, so my allergies have been off the roof, so I couldn't even smell how pretty I was, but I did get a couple of compliments at church today. So this combo was surprisingly well. It worked well for, what I wanted to give, and my church members was pretty surprised. And my skin is glowing. Oh, my skin is glowing. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's so surprising that after, every time I record myself, I see how my skin looks, and it's just glowing out the wazoo. And I'm going to be 49 this year. I'm almost 50, and I cannot believe how good my skin looks. And then I'm having menopause too. Just growing up and getting old and just appreciating every moment of growing and aging gracefully. So that is my spill for today. I know I've rambled a lot at the very end, but I wanted to talk about the first dislike that I had on my fragrance journey. Now I have another one, but I want to save that for the summer, because that one, I might bring it out and may talk about it, because that one was a niche type fragrance. So I'm just saying. But I'm going to end this on a positive note. I hope everybody's having a fantastic night. If you're in the Houston area, this is rodeo season. The rodeo has continued. Week 1 has ended, and so concerts is going on tonight. I don't know who's performing tonight, but the traffic has died down, so it is good. And so we have week 2, so we got another 2 weeks to go until the rodeo is over. So y'all be safe out there. Please be mindful of your surroundings. Please be watchful, not only for yourself, but for your family and for others as well. Be a blessing in your community. You take care and have an amazing day. I'll check in with you later. Bye-bye.